Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today, sit a while for we are playing some more Franchise Hockey Manager 6 as part of the Ottawa Senators. Alright, so today is going to be October 2012, so the start of the 2012-2013 season. It starts a little late in October, so it looks like it's gonna be perhaps a little bit of a shorter video, which is not too bad for me. I'm a little bit under the weather again. Now I did have my favorite comfort food for when I get sick, which is a giant bowl of pho, so hopefully that helps calm down my insides. But anyway, so it's been a few days since I've played this here. Obviously, prior to the season, I always review my roster and make sure that I have everything looking good. And I sent everybody down that I am not going to be starting the season with. There's a little bit of one surprise there. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick look here. So yeah, salary-wise, I'm totally fine. So, no surprise in net. Brian Elliott and Antti Niemi are going to be there. And then there's not that much of a surprise on D, but there's a few new names that are going to be playing on D. Now, remember, I've let a few defensemen walk after the previous season. So I have a few guys that have been in my system for a while. And I just realized how many of them are 22 years old. So basically, I have Zdeno Chara that's 35, and absolutely every other defenseman on my team to start the season is exactly 22 years old right now. So I have Zdeno Chara, Alex Pietrangelo, Lucas Bisa is kind of a new name on my D right now. Patrick Werkosh is also going to start in Ottawa this season. Roman Josi, Drew Doughty, and Eric Carlson are also going to be there. No Ryan Whitney again. He had kind of a tough season last year, even though he didn't start in Ottawa. And then I called him up and he didn't do all that good, and he didn't do good in preseason either, so he's starting down. Now up front, there's one new name, really. Everybody else we've seen before, but there's one new name. So we have Pavel Datsyuk, Chris Kelly, Braden Shen. Now Stefan Da Costa is a new name. His little flag should probably show France, but what country is that? I'm sorry, I'm not super familiar with all the flags. Georgia, okay, but well, yeah. Stefan Da Costa, I'm pretty sure, was born in France. Patrice Bergeron, Sam Gagner, David Legwan, Joe Thornton, Zach Smith, Patrick Eves, Eric Condra, Martin Ansel, Jason Spezza, and Alexander Radulov. Now, there's one name that's missing. I'm going to give you a few seconds to try to figure it out. And then, if you figure it out, well, congratulations, I guess. But yeah, the name that's starting, the guy that's starting in the minors is Brooks Lake. Brooks Lake had a little bit of a down season last season, and he had a pretty bad preseason as well, so I'm afraid it's maybe a little bit of a trend that's starting for him. So he's gonna start there. Of course, you know, when I have injuries, he's probably gonna be the guy I'm gonna call back up. So we're gonna give Stefan Da Costa a shot here. He's only a 1-star player, but he had an okay preseason, so we're gonna go ahead and give him a shot. I have a feeling he's gonna be scratched quite a bit anyway, so we'll see. So that's the team we are going to be starting with. Plenty of space under the salary cap. I had written it down last time. I have about 17 million free, so a little less than 17 million. A little bit more than a little less. Well, basic math is hard. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sim the few days we have all the way up to the start of the season, where we are going to start in Montreal. So we're going to do that, and hopefully we have a good month of October. Now, we went 2 straight years without winning the Cup. The fans are probably upset. Pietrangelo's about to come back, and those guys need to clear waivers. That's fine. Oh, Roman Josi got hurt doing nothing. Oh. Probably ate a bad potato or something. He has gastroenteritis. Okay. Hopefully he's going to be ready for the start of the season. And so those are all the players that are on waivers. I cannot pick anybody up. I am, again, completely up to the throat with contracts, but I'm still curious to see who's available. Of course, you know, Brooks is there, but Semyon Varlamov would have been pretty cool to pick up. Wow. Man. Yeah, I'm not going to buy out anybody, but yeah, somebody's going to pick up Semyon Varlamov probably, and they're going to be pretty happy about it. Yeah. Everybody else is, you know, bottom line players or backup goaltenders, but yeah, Brooks is interesting, and then Semyon Varlamov is very interesting. Alright, Alex Pietrangelo is ready. Alright, and Varlamov and Brooks are available. Alright, so let's see the 2012 and 2013 season preview. With the National Hockey League season about to get underway, the early Stanley Cup favorites appear to be Ottawa, despite not winning in the past 2 years. Led by winger Pavel Datsyuk, general manager Jesse Bonham has built a squad that will be the team to beat this year, but he can expect challenges from Jim Benning's Chicago Blackhawks and Montreal, featuring goalie Carey Price. Among the dark horses, Nashville stands out as a possible challenger with a big season by Pekka Rinne capable of pushing them into contender status. The scoring race will likely see Pittsburgh's Sidney Crosby challenged by Joe Pavelski of San Jose and Chicago's Patrick Kane. The top defenseman in the league is generally considered to be Nashville Predators blue liner Shea Weber, with Chicago's Duncan Keith and Erik Karlsson of Ottawa also in the running. Finally, among goaltenders, Montreal's Carey Price stands out as the league's best, while Washington Capitals' minder Tuukka Rask and Pekka Rinne of Nashville can also steal games for their teams. Alright, so it starts tomorrow in Montreal. Alright, the season is officially going to start. We are visiting Montreal. I think I've mentioned it a time or two. We're going to take a look at their lineup. Alright, so they do have a couple injuries that are playable, so I don't know if the players are going to be in the lineup or not. So that's Jack Johnson and JT Wyman. So those two guys are hurt and may or may not play. In net, they have Alak and Price, so that's pretty much the same tandem. They didn't make the same move that they did in real life by trading Alak shortly after he had his breakout season. Beauchemin, Markov, Gleason, Gustafsson, McDonough, Jack Johnson, and PK Subban on D. That's a pretty good D. Up front we have Bergenheim, Pacioretty, Justin Williams, JT Wyman, Adam Henrik, Galchenyuk, Derek McKenzie, Thomas Plekanec, David Perron, Stephen Weiss, Crab, Como, Eriksson, and Mike Ribeiro. Pretty good team. Seems to me that they're not as strong up front that they used to be. Feels to me that they used to be a little bit better up front. But yeah, overall it's a pretty good team. Alright, so yeah, Da Costa's not playing this game. And Roman Josi is not playing with gastroenteritis. Alright, I can understand. Brian Elliott is going to start in net for us, and he's going to face Carey Price. It's the start of the new season, so of course, go Sens go. Well, it starts with a loss. We lost 3-2 in overtime, so we at least get a point, but still. We did outshoot Montreal 36-32. PK Subban was the first star of the game. He had an assist. Jason Spezza was the second star with a goal, and Alex Galchenyuk was the third star with an assist. Now the Sens in real life picked up Alex Galchenyuk as a free agent a few days ago. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. He doesn't come with a great reputation, that's for sure. So yeah, I know that it didn't work out for him in Pittsburgh. Well, it didn't work out for him anywhere past Montreal. I guess he had an okay season in Arizona, and then in Pittsburgh it really didn't lift off, and then in Minnesota they didn't do much there either. So I guess we got him on the cheap. So there's that, I suppose. All right, so Montreal opened up the scoring in the first period, and they were up 1-0. Then in the second, we had Joe Thornton score from Zdenocha and Chris Kelly. Then Montreal took the lead back 2-1, and then Jason Spezza tied the game on the power play from Alexander Radulov and Braden Shen. It was tied at 2 after 2. And then it went all the way to the shootout. Oh, God. Yeah, where Brian Elliott didn't stop anybody. So Louis Eriksson and PK Subban scored for Montreal. Erik Karlsson and Jason Spezza missed for us. That was it. So I guess we get a point. Alright. It's just one game, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. But we did lose to Montreal. Alright, so tomorrow we are hosting the Washington Capitals, which is probably going to be an equally hard team to beat. Well, I don't know what their D looks like, but I'm pretty sure that their goaltending is still really good because they waived Semyon Varlamov, and their forwards are probably pretty decent as well. So let's see, Washington comes in town. They won their first game, so they are 1-0, obviously. They won against New Jersey. Now, let's see. Okay, Mike Green is hurt, so he's not going to be playing this game. And yeah, in net, it's pretty strong. When you have a tandem of Tuukka Rask and Braden Holtby, you're doing pretty good. On D, they have Carl Osner, John Carlson, God, what's his name? Cameron Schilling, I think. Yeah, Cameron Schilling. Steve Aliski, I think. Yeah, Steve Aliski, Connor Carrick, and Anton Bobchuk. And now, obviously, one of those guys is playing because Mike Green is hurt. But even then, there's two guys that are probably not ready for the NHL. The rest of the D is okay, I guess. Bikel, Bork, Brunette, Kaleta, Ovechkin, Forsberg, Sushinsky, Backstrom, Burrows, Gordon, Afinogenov, Callan, Johansson, Sexton, and McLeod up front. So pretty good offense overall. Great goaltending. Yeah, it's not going to be an easy game. We could very well lose that one as well. All right. First home game of the season. Tuukka Rask is going to be in net for Washington. We are going with Brian Elliott again. And we lost 3-2. The Senators are winless after 2 games. Is it time to blow the team up? That's probably a headline in the newspaper. Alright, so we outshot Washington 35-17, yet we lost 3-2. Afinogenov was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Eric Condra was the second star with a goal and an assist, and Alex Ovechkin was the third star with a goal. 17,691 people were hoping for a better start to the season. Eric Condra opened up the scoring in the first from Drew Doughty and Chris Kelly. It was 1-0 Sens after 1. Then the Caps scored twice in the second period, made it 2-1. Then we tied the game at the start of the third period with Joe Thornton scoring from Sam Gagner and Eric Condra. But then Alex Ovechkin scored on the power play with a little less than 8 minutes left to go in the third period. And 3-2 was our final score. Alright, we're gonna need to do something here. Oh god, the next team we play is Pittsburgh. That's not getting any better. Alright, Kevin Porter is back from suspension in Phoenix, back in the lineup over there. Alright, and then Roman Josi is ready for team practice. I guess he's done leaking. Alright, so Pittsburgh in a couple days. Big game for Logan Couture in San Jose. He had a hat trick against the Rangers. Pretty good game. Alright, Yossi is able to get back in the lineup if he wants to. Now we're going to be playing in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is 1-0-1 to start the season. No injuries in Pittsburgh, so that's the best thing. Ooh, looks like there's quite a few half-star players there. Alright, so Marc-Andre Fleury and Josh Harding in net, that's fine. Christian Eroff, Alex Galigoski, Jake Muzzin, Scott Harrington, Joe Morrow, Brooks Orpik, Jeff Finger, and Alex Grant, and Carl Sneap on D. I'm not sure about their D. There's a couple decent pieces, but there's a few players that are not doing too good too. Up front we have Jagger, Sack, Cook, Crosby, Mitchell, Malkin, Stahl, Desharnais, Sharp, Blake, Bennett, and Malone. So definitely pretty good up front. So really good offense, good goaltending. The D is so-so. Are we gonna win a game? Brian Elliott sent in net again against Marc-Andre Fleury. Oh, we finally won a game. 3-1. The victors in Pittsburgh. We outshot Pittsburgh 39-25 in that one. Pavel Datsyuk was the first star of the game. He had 3 assists. Marc-Andre Fleury was the second star despite losing. He got 36 saves. And Alex Grant was the third star with an assist. So Zdeno Chara opened up the scoring in the first period. That was a short-handed goal from Drew Doughty and Pavel Datsyuk. It was 1-0 Sens after 1. In the second period, we had Patrice Bergeron score from Pavel Datsyuk and Jason Spezza, 2-0 at that point. And then in the third period, Jagger scored for Pittsburgh, made it 2-1, but Joe Thornton scored near the end of the game on the power play. That was an empty netter from Patrice Bergeron and Pavel Datsyuk. And it was 3-1, and that's how that game ended. Good night for Colin Wilson playing in Buffalo. He had 4 assists against Detroit. Prolific passing night for John Tavares with the Islanders. He had a goal and 4 assists against Tampa Bay. And Roman Josi is finally healthy. That bad potato took a while to heal. Oh, and now Alex Pietrangelo got hurt doing nothing again. Hamstring soreness. Alright, so he's not available to play. We're playing in a couple days in New Jersey. Maybe he's going to be ready then. Artem Anisimov has a great game. Not playing for the Sens, of course, in New York with the Rangers. He had a hat-trick against the Devils. Suspension for Brett Lysak. He is going to be gone for 2 games. That's just a weekly injury for Alex Pietrangelo at this point. He's hurt a lot. Alright. He's ready to play again if we need him. He might have to go play with full plate armor or something. He's always hurt. Alright, so in New Jersey, so the Devils are 0-3 to start the season. So not a great start in New Jersey. No injuries. Yeah, that team doesn't look too strong just looking at the stars. Let's look at the players. So Ray Emery and Scott Wedgwood in net. So yeah, that's not too terrible, or not too great rather. Bruno Gervais, Salmela, Tyler Eckford, Larson, Lundin, Streit, Andy. Yeah, that's not very strong. Cormier, Gianta, Palmieri, Spilo, Floric, Nolan, Gianta, Madden, Gomez, Bernier, Elischuk, Cleary, Parisi, Vermette, and Bergfors. So there's interesting pieces up front, but yeah, the Devils are not really strong. So Brian Elliott is going to be in net for us, Ray Emery in net for the Devils. And we lost 4-3 in overtime. Well, we are struggling to start the season. Jesse Bonham's gonna need to go in the dressing room and start swearing in French really loudly while waving his fist in the air in anger. Oh boy. And we outshot the Devils 62-25, yet we lost. Wow. So Zach Parise was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 2 assists. Joe Thornton was the second star with 2 goals, and Antoine Vermette was the third star with a goal. So Zach Parise opened up the scoring for New Jersey, made it 1-0. Then Joe Thornton tied the game from Eric Condra. It was tied at 1. Then the Devils scored again, made it 2-1 after 1. Then Joe Thornton scored his 5th of the season in the second period from Chris Kelly, made it 2-2. And then we even took the lead. Patrick Eves scored from Braden Shen, made it 3-2 Sens, but with 45 seconds left to go in the third period, New Jersey tied the game. Then that went to overtime. Nobody scored, and then it went in the shootout, and Parise scored, and Carson scored, and then Antoine Vermette scored, and Jason Spezza missed. And that was it. So another loss, huh? Oh, right after that, the New Jersey and Toronto made a trade, so I might be playing against a player I just played against, depending on who's traded. Alright. Alex Pietrangelo on the brink of returning. Good for him. Alright, so there's been a trade. Colin McDonald and Radek Martinek are going to the Devils. And Toronto gets Bruno Gervais and Alexander Vasyunov. I think Bruno Gervais probably a little bit better at his position than Colin McDonald, so I would give a very, very, very slight advantage to the Leafs on that one. Oh, now it's Zdeno Chara that's hurt. Okay. Cut ear. Well. There's like a rotating cast of art defensemen on my team. Alright, so we are... Oh. Leaf game. Forgot to look at the Leafs. Okay, so Toronto's 3-0 to start the season. That puts them third in the East. We are going to look at them. That's why I backed out. I forgot. Okay, so René Bourque is hurt with Toronto. Not going to play this game. In net, looks like they have a pretty balanced team. No superstars, but pretty much everybody's able to pull their weight from what I can see. So Gustafsson and James Reimer in net. Adrian Aucoin, Bruno Gervais, Sergei Gonchar, Matt Hanwick, Luke Shen, Ian White, and Petteri Nummelin on D. That's a decent D, not too great, but it's okay. Brad Boyes, Alex Steen, Santorelli, Telusti, Hall, Kadri, Williams, Zajac, Antropov, Higgins, Moss, Kulimin, Komarov, and Cole up front. Like I said, pretty balanced team, but no true superstar on the team. Alright, we need a win. Oh, we are rivals with Toronto. Is that new? I don't remember us being rivals with them. Maybe we were. Alright, so Antiniemi is going to be in net for that one. He's going to face the monster, Jonas Gustafsson. We won 6-2. That's more like it. There you go. We outshot Toronto 39-26. Braden Shen was the first star of the game. He had a hat-trick, 3 goals. Erik Karlsson was the second star with 2 assists, and Pavel Datsyuk was the third star with a goal and an assist. So we took a 3-0 lead into the first period. Braden Shen scored his first of the game from Alex Pietrangelo and Lucas Biza. Then Jason Spezza from Erik Karlsson and Pavel Datsyuk. Then Braden Shen scored his second of the game from Joe Thornton and Eric Condra. It was 3-0 Sens after 1. Then Patrick Eves scored in the second period from David Legwan and Erik Karlsson, made it 4-0. And then Braden Shen completed his hat-trick with a power play goal from Joe Thornton and Jason Spezza. It was 5-0 at that point. And then Pavel Datsyuk made it 6-0, assisted by Drew Doughty. And then Toronto scored their 2 goals, but it was too late. And we won by 4, 6-2. Nice game. We needed that for confidence. Brad Boyes extends his assist streak to 8 games in that game against us. He had an assist. And strong night for Braden Shen. We were there. We saw him have his hat-trick, and it was magical. Alright. So we're going back home to play 3 straight games. And the next one's going to be against Dallas. Oh, lots of news here. Simon Gagné extends his goal streak to 5 games. He had a goal and an assist against Winnipeg. Oh, Mike Keogh is fired in Carolina. He lost his job. Oh, God. Yeah, Carolina was the worst team in the league last year. They have started with a 0-5 record. They've had enough over there. They are giving the team to Don Sweeney. So Don Sweeney, the coach in Carolina now. Brett Lysak is back in the lineup in Carolina. He's going to be back in the lineup to try to help his new coach win a game. And Alex Pietrangelo is back from being hurt. Cody McLeod is available on waivers. I will not be able to pick him up even if I want to, which I don't. Alright, Shark closer to returning, but still not going to be able to play this game. Alright, so the Stars are in town. Another team that's doing pretty good this season. They are 4-1 so far. And as far as their lineup goes, they are healthy. In net, it's Mike Smith and Jonas Hiller, so they are starting to be, well, they're pretty much developed up to potential, so that's a decent combo, I suppose. Marty Arventi, Brendan Dillon, Andrew Alberts, Matt Niskanen, Ladislav Schmid, and Nathan Oistrik are the defensemen over there. The D is getting slightly better, but it's still a problem in Dallas. The D in Dallas has been a problem for quite a while, actually. Then up front, it's UC Jokinen, Danny Eatley, Brandon Dubinsky, Ryan Garbutt, James Neal, Jerome McGinley, Derek Dorsett, Novotny Stapleton, Lindgren Ben, Emsky Thorburn, Chiasson, and Riley Smith. Is it Riley Smith? Yeah, that looks about his potential, I would say. Yeah, Riley Smith. Okay, so up front, I would say that they are doing pretty good. Yeah, they must be really well coached. I don't see how they are going to be able to sustain that kind of rate over the entirety of the season, especially if they start getting some injuries. So Mike Smith is going to be in net for Dallas. We're going back to Brian Elliott. And we won 4-0. First shutout of the season for Brian Elliott. We outshot Dallas 54-13. Joe Thornton was the first star. He had a goal and an assist. Braden Shen was the second star with 2 more goals. So that's 5 goals in 2 games. And Chris Kelly was the third star with an assist. 17,047 people in attendance for this game. So we scored 3 goals in the second period. Nobody scored in the first. So Alexander Radulov scored from Eric Carlson and Joe Thornton. Then Braden Shen scored on the power play from Jason Spezza and Eric Carlson. And then Braden Shen scored his 5th of the season from Patrick Eves. 3-0 Sens after 2. Then Joe Thornton scored in the third period from Eric Condra and Chris Kelly. And it was 4-0. And that's how this game ended. So, of note is that we still haven't fought this season. Of course, Zdeno Chara is our biggest fighter, and he's missed time due to an injury. So, is that David Jones and Brendan Morrow? Yeah. David Jones and Brendan Morrow are available on waivers. Yeah, Brendan Morrow didn't get quite the career in my sim, did he? No, never really developed. No, he did. He just fell off a cliff. He got seasons of 51, 58, 59, 54 points. But then he started to go down. Alright. I thought he kind of had that rate of points, like 20-something points a season, all of his career. Alright, so a night to remember for Cam Fowler, who had 3 goals and an assist against the Blues. Now Shara is about to be back. Right, and Pittsburgh is going to be in town in a couple days, so hopefully we can beat them. I mean, we beat them already, but I want to beat them again. We need to get a winning. Wow, why was it so hard? A winning streak going. Thank you. I am not going to win any enunciation contest with this video, that's for sure. Alright. Sidney Crosby has reached 900 points in his career with an assist against the Rangers. So 900 points for Crosby. He's 25. Still a 5-star player, obviously. Yevgeny Malkin lights the lamp in that same game. He had 4 goals and an assist. Pertu Lindgren has a strong game with Dallas. He had 4 assists against the Canucks. And in that same game, Alex Chiasson also had a strong game. He had a hat-trick. Alright, Shara is finally recovered. Alright, so there's already only 3 games left in October. I did say it was going to be a little bit of a short month here. So Pittsburgh's in town. They are 3-2-2. That's good for 5th in the East, and we did win earlier this month against them. I think it was our first win of the season too, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. So they are going with Josh Harding for the first time of the season. We are going with Brian Elliott. And we lost 4-3. Not a strong month. Eugene Melnick is going to be upset. He's used to excellence. Alright, so we outshot Pittsburgh 34-31. Sidney Crosby was the first star of the game. He had a hat-trick, 3 goals. Petrus Bergeron was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Jaromir Jagr was the 3rd star with 4 assists. 19,000 people on the dot in the stands for that game. So Pittsburgh scored first in the first period, then shortly after, Petrus Bergeron tied the game from Pavel Datsyuk and Jason Spezza, but then Pittsburgh scored again, made it 2-1 after 1 for Pittsburgh. Then we had Martin Hanzal score in the second period to tie the game again from Alexander Radlov. It was tied at 2. But then Pittsburgh scored before the end of the period, made it 3-2 Pittsburgh after 2. And we tied the game yet again. Jason Spezza tied it with assists from Erik Karlsson and Petrus Bergeron. But with 34 seconds left to go in the game, Sidney Crosby scored the game winner. That one's a backbreaker. We lost 4-3 in regulation. Good game for Jagr. He had 4 assists. And good game for Crosby. He had a hat-trick. That all happened against us. I don't like those news as much when they happen against my team. Right, the Rangers are going to be in town in a couple days. Brett Boy's assist streak ended at 8 games. No points against the Islanders. Alright, and then... Alright. Paul Gostad and Jean-Guy Trudel are both on waivers. Corey Perry has a great game. He had 3 goals and an assist against Montreal. Eric Bélanger has arrived at 1,000 games in his career. Didn't get a point. That happened against Phoenix. Eric Bélanger is 34 years old and he is a star and a half. Alright, so the Rangers are in town with a 3-4 record. That is good for 10th in the East. Let's take a look at their lineup. It's the first time we're playing them. So Dennis Weidman is hurt. He's not going to be playing that game. In net, they have 30-year-old Henrik Lundqvist and Al Montoya in net, so they're set there. Mikhail Del Zotto, Curtis Foster, Anton Volchenkov, Mark Stahl, Matt Gilroy, Dan Girardi, and Fedor Tsutin on D. That's okay. They could use Dennis Weidman. They don't have a lot of puck-moving defensemen. After Del Zotto, it's pretty much defensive defenseman all the way. Fleischman, Korpikoski, Carl Hagelin, Piorala, Glenn Cross, Anisimov, Jackman, Peters, Chichu, Fisher, Purcell, Pisani, and Sharapanov up front. Yeah. The D's okay, the goaltending's okay, the forwards are not that great. I'm sure we're going to find a way to lose this game anyway. Alright, so Henrik Lundqvist in net for the Rangers. We are going to Antiniemi. Nah, we won 5-1. That's fine. I like that. We outshot the Rangers 46-15. Erik Karlsson was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Jason Spezza was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Petrus Bergeron was the third star with a goal and an assist as well. 16,663 people in attendance for this game. Patrice Bergeron opened up the scoring in the first from Jason Spezza and Drew Doughty. It was 1-0 Sens after 1. Then in the second period, the Rangers tied the game, and then we scored twice. Jason Spezza from Erik Karlsson and Patrice Bergeron, and then Braden Shen from Erik Karlsson and Patrick Eves. 3-1 after 2. And then there we have it, our first fight of the season. Zach Smith got in a fight against Michael Del Zotto. So they got in a scrap. And in the third period, we have David Legwan scoring from Braden Shen and Patrick Eves, and then Joe Thornton scored on the power play from Chris Kelly, 5-1 the final score. Patrick Weirkoch improves at right defense. Alright, good job, buddy. Dustin Boyd is available on waivers, and we are getting ready to play our last game of the month on Halloween night at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, home of the New York Islanders. So the Islanders are doing really good, so that's new. The Islanders have been struggling for a few seasons despite having Luongo in net and Tavares up front, but right now they are 6-2, and they are second in the East. No injuries, of course that helps with having a good record. Yeah, they don't have too many terrible players. They don't have a lot of superstars past Tavares, but it's a pretty even team. So Luongo and DiPietro in net. Then Travis Hamonic, Calvin Daan, Alexei Emelin, Niskala Braun, Zabanik Makalik, Lepisto, Spurgeon, and Petrie on D. Oh yeah, that's true. They traded for Jeff Petrie. I remember that trade. I thought that was a good one. And then up front, it's Robert Nilsson, Matt Martin, Torsten Peltonen, Brock Nelson, Grabowski, Tavares, Nilsson, Ryder, Okposo, Strom, and Ubel. Pretty decent team all in all. Alright, back to Brian Elliott in net. He's going to face Rick DiPietro. And we won 3-0. Alright, so we are ending the month on a good note. Oh wow, that was a defensive game. We outshot the Islanders 20-15. That's rare that we are completely shut down like that. Jason Spezza was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Drew Doughty was the second star with a goal. Patrice Bergeron was the third star with a goal as well. Alright, so nobody scored in the first, nobody scored in the second, and which means we scored our 3 goals in the third period. So Drew Doughty scored first from Chris Kelly and Joe Thornton, then Braden Shen on the power play from Jason Spezza, and Patrice Bergeron from Jason Spezza and Patrick Weirkoch. 3-0 Sens, and that's how it ended. There was a fight between Matt Martin and Alexander Radulov. Wow. So Zdeno Chara not fighting so far. Alright, so there was no suspension for Eric Stahl with the Hurricanes. He's probably frustrated about not winning, so he probably took it out on another player, but he's not suspended. Good game for TJ Oshie with the Flyers. He had 3 goals and an assist against Dallas. Alright. Right, and John Tavares and Corey Crawford are the players of the month. Kind of had a little bit of a few struggles here in the first month, so we don't deserve any accolades for our players. All right, so we're still second in the East, so we're atop of our division. We also are one of the teams that played the most games, so it's too early to feel comfortable with that, that's for sure. Now in the West, San Jose is first, and then Chicago, Minnesota, LA, Dallas, Anaheim, Vancouver, and Calgary. Alright, and the worst team in the league is yet again the Carolina Hurricanes. It's pretty tough in Carolina. I'm not sure what they're going to do. They're going to need to win a trade or 2 or something. They're going to need to do something. Whatever they're doing right now is absolutely not working. Alright, we're going to take a look at our stats. I don't expect for that to look all too incredible. Braden Shen and Joe Thornton were pretty much our main goal scorers. So let's see. Wow, we have people that are points per game. I did not expect that. So, Thornton has 11 points in 9 games. Spezza is 11 in 9. Braden Chen is 10 in 9. Eric Carlson's our best defenseman with 7 in 9. So is Petrus Bergeron, and then it kind of just goes down like that. And now in the entire league, it looks like this. So Corey Perry's the best goal scorer. He has 8 goals. Then Braden Shen and Joe Thornton are both second with 7. Best passer is Jaromir Jagr with 11 assists. And the best scorer is John Tavares with 15 points. Our best is Thornton with 11. He's 8. Alright, so not the best start. It got a little bit better near the end, so hopefully we're kind of getting on our groove here for November. I am not pressing the panic button just yet. But yeah, we're gonna need to be playing better. Looks like I'm playing against a few struggling teams in November, so maybe I'm gonna be able to pull it together. I have no idea, but what I do know is that I'm going to go ahead and stop here for today, and I do want to thank you for tuning in as usual. And if you've liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.